At first glance, Boldin, Empower, and ProjectionLab seem like they all do the same thing. But when you put them side by side, you start to see big differences in how they forecast, track, and guide your retirement plan. I tested all three to help you choose the right one for your goals. Okay, let's start where I always do when deciding on the retirement planning tool to use. Before I trust any DIY retirement plan software with my financial future, I always go hunting for the worst thing that people say about it. Like the one-star stuff, the complaints and the red flags. Not because I expect perfection from all of my tools, but, because the one-star reviews usually just tell you what the glossy homepage and the marketing and everything that people say about a program never actually tells you. When I dug into Boldin, one user said that he hadn't yet gone through a professional review of his plan, but he mentioned that it takes a substantial amount of time to actually understand the retirement software in the first place. He had 6 different scenarios built, and every time he changed one, he had to remember to update the others. So, yeah, I get it. Like, I've run multiple scenarios myself, and yeah, there's a learning curve there, right? But that's also the price you pay for detail and a tool that has, a lot of information. Like, most basic retirement software doesn't even let you create that many scenarios to begin with to compare side by side. And in my experience, once you've set it up in the first place, those updates kind of become second nature. Plus, it's not like this is a daily chore in the first place. Like, you actually just tweak it when, major life or financial changes happen, not all the time. And on the flip side, many people say that their experience with Boldin has been nothing short of fantastic. One couple did a review session with a Boldin planner just to check their numbers. They walked away with confirmation that they were on the right track and with a few new insights to fine-tune their plan. Another trial user said that Boldin offered more optimization options than the free Fidelity tool that he'd been using for years. Things like tax minimization or maximizing estate value at the end of the plan. He liked it so much that he was leaning towards paying the annual fee without hesitation. Now, when I looked into Empower, one reviewer liked the app but said that it had some quirks. Transferring funds didn't work because of a missing checkbox for him. The site wasn't mobile friendly for certain actions, and the app wouldn't remove closed accounts. The roadmap feature for him kept pestering him to finish it, but it wouldn't actually let him. So all this, yeah, annoying for sure. Deal breaking? Not really, not for me, especially since I haven't really encountered that. Like, I've used Empower on desktop mostly and mobile, and yeah, desktop is smoother. But for what Empower's free tool gives you, account aggregation, a snapshot of net worth, and a solid retirement calculator, the trade-off of not being the most up-to-date all the time felt like manageable, and they do update the apps and the features. Most of the issues he mentioned are either rare bugs or like one-time setup hurdles, if anything. And on the other end of feedback, another user said that Empower completely eliminated his need for manual spreadsheets, and he just had all of his accounts in one place and really loved that he could see his actual credit card debt across business and personal without juggling multiple logins. All right, when I looked into ProjectionLab, one couple with rental properties wanted to model selling them to pay off their mortgage, right? And they wanted to use ProjectionLab for that. Their challenge, they weren't confident that they'd set it up correctly, so they weren't sure if the numbers they got could be trusted. Now, ProjectionLab is incredibly flexible, maybe too flexible if you're brand new to financial modeling. It doesn't hold your hand the way that some other DIY retirement planning tools do, and the search function isn't the strongest. But when I tested it, the learning curve really paid off for me. Like, once you understand how its cash flow priorities and timeline adjustments work, you can model just about anything. And it's not like you have to buy blind. One user pointed out that ProjectionLab gives you full feature access on a trial basis. The only catch is that it won't save your work, but there's still plenty of time there to see if it actually clicks with your style and to test out everything that it has to offer. So across all 3 DIY retirement planning platforms, the pattern I think is pretty clear. The negative reviews for all 3 tend to be maybe setup frustrations or learning curves or bugs or previous states. Not like this tool doesn't work or, they messed up my entire retirement kind of disaster. And honestly, if a retirement planning app is so simple that you'd never even feel challenged, like, that's when I'd worry that you're missing something more important. So all the extra detail and information is really important. All right, but let's talk about what these best retirement planning platforms actually do in the first place, right? Not just what other people say about their experiences with it. So when I tested Boldin, The first thing that stood out to me was how it calculates your retirement chance of success. Instead of spitting out one possible future number, it actually runs 1,000 Monte Carlo simulations, each with different sequences of market returns. Some great years, some rough ones, and everything in between. Then it tells you, hey, in 900 out of 1,000 versions of your future, you still had money at the end. Congrats. So that's like a 90% chance of success there. So to me, that really beats the here's your magic number approach every single time. Because real life isn't a straight line, and a bunch of random things can happen. Then there's the Market Risk Explorer. So this is where I stress tested my plan against, a decade of bad returns. So think early retirement plus a market slump. Most calculators don't even let you do that, but Boldin showed me exactly how it would affect my long-term outcome and where I might need to adjust. The insights library was like having a coach in the background. So every chart, every stat had a what this means for you note that kept me from getting lost in the data, and it just let me know like how it affected me and what it really meant. And the scenarios feature, so this is where Boldin really crushed the others for me. I created one scenario for working until 65, and another scenario for if I wanted to retire at 60. One for if I sold my house and I wanted to downsize, and like another one for taking on part-time work after I retired. So seeing all those options and different scenarios side by side with instant impact graphs made decision making so much easier, and I could compare basically multiple different situations right up to until I retired or even after. Empower's cash flow graph gives you a clean month-by-month breakdown of income versus expenses, and it just tells you everything you need to know for all that time. Like, it's more of a snapshot than really a deep simulation there, but it's free and it's visual. The budgeting tool is handy for quick checks on where your money is going, and though you can't really set specific savings targets inside it just yet. And the credit account details section makes it easier to keep an eye on all of your balances in one place. So yeah, all of those tools all together. ProjectionLab, though, plays in like this different lane from the others. Its account balance updates can be manual or automated with plugins. So I linked mine to YNAB just to test, and it worked smoothly. The cash flow priorities feature is incredibly powerful here. I could literally tell the software, okay, first build my emergency fund, then max my Roth IRA, then throw extra cash at my mortgage, and then, other places. And then it would model that flow exactly and automatically and just show me what that would look like. And for the developers or more tech-comfortable folks, ProjectionLab's API lets you build custom automations and plugins that integrate with your other finance tools, so you can get really down to the nitty-gritty with it. Now, no platform is perfect, right? Even the best DIY retirement planning software will have its quirks and its little issues. So with Boldin, I think the biggest adjustment for me was probably like the depth. It's so feature-rich that my first couple of sessions just felt more like a financial workshop than using a quick calculator, and I didn't really get the hang of it until later. But like once you push past that initial setup, that same complexity is over time what really makes it so powerful. And honestly, if you're planning decades of your life, like I'd rather it be a bit too detailed than overly simplified. Empower's drawback is its mobile usability for certain features. I found the desktop version just works better for tasks like account cleanup or roadmap updates. But since it's free and most of the heavy lifting happens in a few key desktop sessions, this hasn't been a deal breaker for me. ProjectionLab's main challenge is that flexibility can feel intimidating if you're new to modeling. There's less handholding, and you have to be sure you're setting up your scenarios correctly. But once you learn the workflow, it really stops feeling like work and starts feeling like a personal lab for your financial future. So yeah, all three retirement planning software have their if only this were here or if only this like moments, but for me, like, they were more like speed bumps than roadblocks, and these things are always changing, and there's going to be updates in the future too, so who knows. But when it comes to the cost of the software, none of these three best retirement software packages will break the bank, right? Boldin's PlannerPlus is reasonably priced for the depth that it offers, Empower is free, and ProjectionLab has flexible plans depending on your needs. But here's other good news. They sometimes also run promos and discounts, so I suggest checking the links in the description for their current pricing plans and latest available promo deals. I'll keep them updated so you can grab any current discount on the best DIY retirement planning software without overpaying. If you're ready to stop guessing about your retirement, Boldin is the one I'd trust for complete detailed planning. Empower is a solid free option, and ProjectionLab is perfect for power users who want absolute control. So check the links in the description of our video to get started with our special discount and coupon.